These are your evening headlines for May 14th, 2026, right here on BYU-Idaho Radio. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Alex Batman. Stewards of Recovery is holding a community event in Rexburg this weekend. Nathan Lanahan has the story.
Stewards of Recovery is holding its Spring into Sobriety Recovery Festival this Saturday in Rexburg. Stewards of Recovery is an Idaho company that offers substance abuse treatment, addiction recovery services, and mental health treatment to people trying to overcome addictions. Beginning in Idaho Falls in 2015, Stewards of Recovery has since expanded to 3 primary care facilities in Idaho Falls, Blackfoot, and Rexburg. Stephen Orm is the clinical director for Stewards of Recovery.
We provide residential treatment programs for both adults and youth, and then we provide all sorts of outpatient services. We want to be able to help these individuals out. We want to be able to assist them along their journeys of the recovery, whether they're actively using now or whether they've been in recovery for years. We're just here to help support that.
The Spring into Sobriety event is the first of its kind Stewards of Recovery is holding in Rexburg. The event is meant to bring families together and help the community learn more about and celebrate recovery.
When people go through any type of mental health or substance use difficulties, it's not just the individual that struggles, it's a family. And so that's why this is a family organized event, is that we want to be able to bring families out, celebrate families, because, when someone struggles, everybody struggles.
The event is meant for everyone, not just those struggling with addictions.
Bring friends, bring family. You don't have to be in recovery yourselves. You don't have to be in addictions. It's just people just come. It's just awareness, just coming out and listening to people's stories, interacting with people. So that way people get to see that, recovery and addictions and mental health, it's not stereotypical.
The event will feature free barbecue, raffles and prizes, speakers, informational booths and resources, and activities for children like a bouncy house and face painting. Orm hopes the event can help people better understand addiction and remove the stigma around it.
Addiction can strike anybody. And it's not about just drugs and alcohol. Addiction is addiction. We have food addictions. We have pornography addictions, sex addictions, drug addictions. Addiction is addiction. And that's what people don't understand, is it just strikes anywhere.
The Spring into Sobriety event will be held this Saturday at Porter Park in Rexburg from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. You can find more information about Stewards of Recovery on their website at SOR4life.com. For BYU-Idaho Radio, I'm Nathan Lanahan.
More than 600 students earned degrees or certificates this year at the College of Eastern Idaho. 626 students walked across the stage at the Mountain America Center on Tuesday, making the 2026 class the largest graduating class from CEI thus far. According to EastIdahoNews.com, the commencement ceremony also featured speeches by members of the CEI Board of Trustees, the Idaho State Board of Education, and the CEI Student Senate. Idaho's primary election is a week away, and civic-minded leaders say it's a good time to get ready to cast your ballot. Residents will fan out on May 19th for the 2026 primary. AARP Idaho State Director Carrie Ann Fallow says it's a big year with many seats up for election, and she emphasizes voting is critical. She encourages people to visit the Idaho Secretary of State's website at voteidaho.gov for information and voting deadlines for this election, as well as the November general election.
It is one of the easiest, most user-friendly tools that we have available to us to find out how to register to vote, request an absentee ballot, search for filed candidates, and we can even view a sample ballot.
Voters will select party candidates for federal, state, and local elections on this year's primary ballot. Fallow says Idahoans age 50 and over made up a majority of the general electorate in 2024. She suggests people in this age group ensure they have a way to submit their absentee ballot or get to the polls on Election Day this year. Fallow says a top national priority for AARP is preserving Social Security, and she hopes voters will support candidates who want to save it.
We will never stop fighting to protect and strengthen Social Security payments that people have earned. It's one of the most successful and most popular initiatives in American history, and really the bedrock for retirement security.
Another key issue for AARP is support for caregivers, and Fallow adds with more than 400,000 caregivers in Idaho, it's an important election issue in the state as well. Idahoans must present a photo ID or sign a personal identification affidavit when voting in person. These have been your BYU-Idaho Radio Evening Headlines for May 14th, 2026. Thanks for tuning in. More news, interviews, and great content are available on our podcast feed. Search for BYU-Idaho Radio on your favorite podcast apps. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and more. For BYU-Idaho Radio, I'm Alex Batman.